All right, Ryan, as you get in this spot in your career, you've fought through a lot of things, you've been on a lot of winning teams. What is motivating you still now at this point to keep on going and joining an upstart team like the San Jose Sharks?
I mean, it's always been winning a Stanley Cup. I know everybody says this team's in a rebuild and, it's a little early, but, I played on a team in Vegas my first year that was made up of guys who other teams just didn't want and got rid of, and we went to Stanley Cup finals. And I think I've seen over my career that anything is possible with a team that bonds well, that's willing to go to war for each other on the ice. So, the young talent here is there. Obviously, some really good additions, especially on the back end. So, I'm excited to see what this team can do. I'm excited to, help out the young guys any way I can. And, I guess the side point of that is I'd like to chase 1,000 games too. Mm-hmm. When I was growing up, or not growing up, when I came into the league, I remember saying, wouldn't it be cool if I got 100 games? Not really thinking I was going to be here, 16 years later. And then it was, maybe I could hit 200. Then, okay, I'm at 500. Can you imagine if I hit 1,000? So, I guess that's the secondary thing, but it's always been winning a Stanley Cup. And, every year you're in the league, you give yourself a chance to do that.
I was going to ask you about that Vegas team, because it kind of feels like a similar situation where no one's expecting a whole lot. What's the key to having that type of success?
Honestly, just being a close group. That team, I was traded there at the end of the season, but I right when I got there, I could just tell how close they were. My first road trip was in LA, and the whole team was out bowling, and we all went out for beers after. And I think when you truly care about everybody outside of the rink, it translates onto the ice, and I think that's what we had there.
You've been around a lot of great players in your career. Macklin Celebrini hopefully is the next great player you're around. Can coming in and playing with a 19-year-old kid that's able to do what he's able to do kind of rejuvenate you a little bit and make sure that you're bringing all you can offer?
Yeah, I mean, watching him just in these skates right now, he's going to be a generational talent. He already is, but he's going to take steps every year. Obviously, everybody expects him to take another big step this year, and I'm sure he is. He looks really good out there. That type of talent doesn't come along, every year for every team. So when you got guys like that, you want to build around them quickly, and you want to give yourself a chance. And I think that's what we're doing here. How
long has it been to make Teal feel right on you?
The second I was traded. It never felt right until then, though, I'll tell you that much.
How long? And do you go out there first night? Obviously, we see who the matchup is. You go out there and go, hey, let's drop the gloves, let's have some fun, and let's really clear our saves.
I don't know if there's anybody that's going to really be willing to drop the gloves over there, but I'll definitely try and run a few of them over, that's for sure.
What is it about this group? I know you kind of alluded to it, but stood out to you that is ready to take that next step in the rebuild?
Well, you obviously got to start with that generational talent, and you got Mac, you got Smitty, you got some young talent that's come in and already proved himself in year one, and the hope is that they can come back in year two, take another step, and really lead a team, and then you got to build around them, right? You got to put the pieces around them to support them. You got to have some veteran presence. You got to have a good back end, some goalies, and it just seems like all those pieces are kind of coming together, and so I think we're in the right direction.
You're chasing 1,000 games, like you said. You've been in this for a long time, and the role of enforcer is not sticking around at this point. How much pride do you take that you're still here and that you're still battling, that you have adjusted your game to what needs to take place so that you can have the longevity that you want?
Yeah, I mean, I take a lot of pride in it. When I first came in the league, it was a lot of throwing around weights and going out and just trying to fight everybody, and then all of a sudden the lockout happened, and my type of player would kind of start disappearing. And after that, I kind of had to change what I was doing off the ice, what I was doing on the ice, and kind of tailor to the new game. Now it's all, speed, and guys train a lot differently now. So I try to do that. But just keeping up with the pace, is something at 38 years old. I take a lot of pride in being able to. I'm not the fastest guy out there, but I can keep up out there. And it's been fun just kind of growing through the generations, the different generations of hockey player.
It's Olympic year, so that's big here for the NBC. What's your favorite thing about Winter Olympics?
Besides watching it,
No, it could be whatever.
Anything?
Yeah.
The break. To work on my tan for a couple of weeks.
There you go. You already have your plan already set out, or are you going to make a chase here for a team game?
You know what? My kid, I think, has a hockey tournament right over the break, but I think there's a week in there we can maybe take off. We usually go to Mexico because my daughter is in love with Mexico, and I think she would probably try and fight me if we didn't take her, so that's probably going to be where we end up.
One of the things that I've wanted to do this year is talk to the dads about dad life a little bit. What has it been like for you to transition into being a father, and how has that changed you as a hockey player?
Oh, man. Priorities change for sure. I think, going out with the boys, I still love it, and I still do it for sure, but I enjoy going home and just kind of hanging out with them a lot more. It's been fun. They're a little bit older now. My son plays hockey, and just watching him grow on the ice and see how hard he's been working, to get as good as he's gotten over the last couple of years. My daughter's big into gymnastics, and she practices every day. She just got invited to like a invite-only pre-team, I guess you call it, at 6 years old, which I think she's the youngest in the class. And it's just been fun watching them kind of find their passion and work at it. And, it makes me proud of how hard they've been working at those things.
So they aren't coming with you right here?
Oh, they're here.
They're here.
I couldn't be away with them.
What's your favorite thing to do with them on an off day?
Which one? I mean, my son loves to fight. He loves to just sit on the couch and have a little fist fight with me, and he's cut me open a few times. And my daughter just loves doing gymnastics. She does gymnastics all day, so it's she'll go on YouTube Kids and look up a new move, and she'll sit there and she'll practice it for an hour. And Daddy, look at this, and she just did something else. I love watching her just kind of work at that. So. It's just watching them do their passion. My son likes to golf. Daughter loves to draw. Just whatever they like to do.
Hey, found a good spot for some golf too.
No, for sure.
That's good. We always see those shots around pregame skate with the kids up on the ice. What are those moments like for you? And they're a little older now, but can you go back to remember when they were just the little guys, and you probably aren't getting much sleep, and they're still out there to see Dad?
Luckily my wife is an absolute rock star. She takes care of all the duties at night, especially on game day, so I get my sleep. But it was cool when they were young, and they got to experience that. But when they're that young, they don't really remember. I think they're at their age now where they're going to start remembering these things, especially my son. And so for him to be around the boys, around the locker room, at all these games, over the last couple of years, he's got to experience different arenas. It's kind of cool to see him experience all that.
75 Brewing, we're going to get a teal tap?
I would love to. I really would.
How's it sell? How's it sell back there?
We're in a little transition phase right now, unfortunately. COVID kind of hurt us, and then me getting traded right after. We didn't have any employees. I was going out kind of pushing everything, and so we were big for a while, and we kind of in a transition period right now, but we're going to get it back on.
What is it though like for you to find that passion outside of hockey, so that when the time comes where you hang up the skates, you've got something that you've already kind of experienced a little bit?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was going out after games and pouring beer for an hour at different bars and throwing parties, and man, like the city came out and they supported me, and we were everywhere. We were all over the Strip and hotels and all the stores, Top Golf. Like we were everywhere for a bit, and it was a lot of fun just kind of growing that, especially how quickly we grew it. Like the idea came at the end of summer, and I had my first beer out in stores by December, and seeing it all come together and how hard me and my partner worked at that, it was a good time.
We'll hopefully bring it back. There's a lot of microbreweries out here, so maybe that'll happen. Some fun ones as we get into the theme night, and this one's particularly fun because you've been the topic for all this. It's WWE night, our first night on our air, because National took the first game against the Knights. If you had to pick a tag team partner, because everyone's picking you, who would you pick from this group of teammates to be your tag team partner?
I think I would have to pick Willie Smith. Yeah, I think go high, go low. I think that's a good tag team way to do it right there.
Fly off the top rope. He has a lot of energy.
Yeah, I could throw him at the guy too if I need to.
Yeah, and then one of the other ones is Bay Area Unite, where they talk about other professional sports in the area. I'm sure other organizations done it. What sport do you love to go watch as a fan?
I'm huge into football. I played football when I was younger. I was probably a little bit better at football than hockey when I was younger. But I'm obsessed with the NFL.
You have a team?
I've always been the Raiders.
They've always been the Raiders.
Always been.
And it's even before they were in Vegas, yeah?
I was a Jerry Rice fan. I still rock a Jerry Rice 80.
Jerry Rice when he went to the Raiders fan.
Yeah, so I was a 49ers at first.
Okay.
49ers fan at first. Then Jerry went to the Raiders, and I didn't want to be a Seattle fan, so I just stuck with the Raiders.
Well, Jerry has gone to a couple Sharks games. Have you met him before?
I have not. I've missed him a few times in Vegas, actually, but I'd like to meet him because, he was kind of my favorite player growing up.
I feel like that can happen.
Yeah, I hope so.
Last one is next generation. You already have your son, the next generation of hockey player and stuff. How did you originally get into hockey?
I mean, I grew up in Winnipeg, so that's all you do in the winter. You grab a balaclava and your equipment, and you go to an outdoor rink, and I mean, you play until your fingertips get numb, and you go inside for a little hot chocolate, thaw off, and you just do it again. I mean, that's growing up in a city like that in Canada. Hockey is just kind of everywhere, and so that was just, I wouldn't say it's like forced on you, but it's just what you do.
And then opening night, you've been through a lot of them, but what's one thing that still makes you feel like a kid again about them?
Just the buzz of the arena for the first night. It's always fun hearing your name, getting announced, going out there, and the fans cheering, and the light shows and all that. It never gets old to me. It's been one of my favorite days besides first day of playoffs. I look forward to it every year.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah,
Thanks
absolutely.
so much.
Thank you.
It was great.